So welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 4. Sorry it's been a while since I've done an actual commentary featured video, but it's been really hot in the UK lately, and yeah, it's kind of killed off all motivation to do a video like this. So yeah, we're going to be doing the Like a Boss Championship for the winter season. Again, like the previous one, it's not really getting a vehicle that we've never had before. As you can see, it's a Ford Mustang from 1969. A car that you can easily buy yourself, but yeah, hypercars seem like a fun thing to do. Especially since we're in the winter season and a lot of these cars are extremely powerful and mostly rear wheel drive. And yeah, to start with, we're going to go with the McLaren Speedtail. I don't think we've actually taken this out onto a proper race before. So yeah, as you can see, more than 1,000 horsepower from a 4-litre V8, twin turbocharged, and yeah, not much in the way of weight as well. And yeah, this car's been designed for top speed with its covered front wheels and its massive rear long tail. It's meant to have all the aerodynamics you can get to make it as quick as possible at the top end. Not that we're going to be seeing it getting up to its top speed on these races, I doubt, because yeah, straight line speed really isn't much of a thing in these kind of races, unless we're on the motorway. And since we're starting off in the city, I doubt we're going to get on there. Yeah, this is one of my favourite modern McLarens, just because of how it looks, let alone the insane amount of power that it's got, which is even more than a McLaren P1. But yeah, I prefer this in terms of looks to the P1. And obviously it's also faster because it's got more power. Don't think it's lighter than that P1 because of how bigger the body is, but what makes up for it in terms of its power and torque. Don't know why all of my cars were modern hypercars that were available to choose from, and yet dealing with some quite classic cars. Though actually I think I did see a couple of classic ones in. I think it's more top of S1 class more than a type of vehicle, but these are generally the only ones that I have available. Especially since I don't like upgrading cars, like you'll know if you've watched this channel for a while. Upgrading cars is a general no-no out in normal racing situations. Just find cars more fun in their stock form. Even if they're the slowest car on the game, they can still have their own fun moments. But obviously they can also be fun when you ludicrously upgrade them. In terms of racing, I prefer to keep them stock, and the Pagani Zonda is keeping well ahead of us, it seems. No doubt because he has the handling that I don't. I think we missed that. No, we didn't. Let us have it. Don't think I've done this car much justice, only getting second place. Well, hopefully we'll hold on to second place. To be fair, I think this is the first time I've actually raced this car. Obviously I've reviewed it, but yeah, I think that's the first time I've actually raced that car. But yeah, second place isn't the worst start that we could have. But we're just going to have to keep an eye out for that Pagani Zonda, because yeah, that was ludicrously quicker than us. Obviously we did get trapped behind a few cars to start with, but yeah, that car is insane. But yeah, nonetheless, let's get on to the second race. So the Speedtail didn't really work out for us there, so let's see if we can find one that's a bit more better in terms of handling and braking. So 8.5 and 8.7. So yeah, the Ferrari FXX is clearly a lot better. So the normal version of it, as you can see, FXX and FXXK, and then the F40. Koenigsegg Gira and the 1-to-1 are also better. So this is a Centenario. Obviously they put the Zonda, which was absolutely taking us for granted. I think we'll go with an Agera. Or the one-to-one. The one-to-one, because it's slightly better in terms of handling. They have both the same power and torque as one another, but this is more handling based, I think. Especially with its front splitter and really rather large rear wing. Yeah, this is even more powerful than the previous car, so let's see what it can do. This is a lapped race as well, 3 laps. Oh dear, we seem to be struggling with the fact that it's snowy. It wasn't like this before. Maybe this wasn't the perfect choice. Should have gone with something all-wheel drive, I think. All of the speed and we would in a normal scenario of a race have the handling. Struggling to put the power down. If I knew the conditions were like this, I would have chose a different car. I would have chose the Lamborghini Centenario, to be honest, because that's all-wheel drive and nearly got as much handling as this, but it's also not dealing with the same kind of power in these kind of conditions. That Ford GT is struggling, as you can see. It's not, no doubt got even less power than I have. We're going to have to give this another go, to be honest. Yeah, we're not being able to managing this. We're getting the Lamborghini, because, yeah, that's all-wheel drive. It's not got as much power as this, but it's near enough. And, yeah, should be able to handle the more off-road elements due to the fact it's got that all-wheel drive system and dealing with less power. I do apologise about that, but I did not have any clue that the conditions would be like this. I was expecting tarmac like in the previous race, to be honest, but yeah, we weren't anywhere near those kind of conditions. Right, yeah, so Lamborghini, as you can see, it's nearly as much in good in terms of handling, but the fact it's got all-wheel drive and doesn't have anywhere near as much power to deal with is probably going to be beneficial, I hope. Because, yeah, most of the other all-wheel drive cars have more power than this and are nowhere near as good as in terms of handling, so, yeah, pretty much do or die with this car. I do really rather like this car, though. It's, again, one of my favourites from Lamborghini. Even though, obviously, it's far rarer than most. Definitely got better launch. Better handling in these conditions. On a normal dry track, the Coinsegg would be better than this, but to these kinds of conditions, this is definitely the better car. As you can see, there's also a Sesto Elemento up front, which again also has all-wheel drive. Yeah, as you can see, we're not getting up to the same kind of speeds as the Koenigsegg, but we're able to be at higher rates of speed for longer because we're able to be controllable. There's actually a Bugatti in front, which should be no problem because we're lighter and better in terms of handling. But obviously on the straights, that car's going to have the power advantage. Saw in those couple of corners there, he was kind of all over the place. But even the Bugatti with its all-wheel drive system is struggling to deal with the conditions, just because of how much more power and torque it has over this. But yeah, it's certainly got the power in terms of straight line speed. Compared to other hypercars, this is obviously quite tame. In fact, it's only got about 59 horsepower more than the Aventador, which this is based on, so it's not mad power in terms of hypercar levels, but still a mightily quick car, and this all-wheel drive system on this car is certainly doing wonders for our position. Now we're in first. Which was never going to happen with the Koenigsegg. As you can see, the Bugatti is gaining on us big time. I was worried there that the Bugatti would be able to hold its high rate of speed through that last corner there, but thankfully it was not able to, and we're more than a second ahead. So yeah, the Lamborghini there, in those conditions, certainly a lot faster than a Koenigsegg 1-to-1 or even an Agera RS, I imagine. So yeah, happy that worked out there. Right, let's get on to the next and final race. So yeah, just realised that I actually didn't show you how many points we're on. We're on 36, and yeah, that's level pegging with whoever else has 36 points. So yeah, it's a do-or-die race with this final one. So yeah, I'm thinking either the Veneo or the Veneo, really, because I want to try something different, but I don't also want to risk getting in a rear-wheel drive car and not being able to handle the conditions, because I am suspecting it's going to be snowy again. So yeah, we'll get in this. It's slightly less powerful than the Centenario, as you can see, but it's also lighter and the handling is better. So yeah, hopefully it'll stand us in good stead. Not the prettiest of Lamborghinis ever. I certainly prefer the look of the Centenario, but yeah, it's still a solid car all round. Certainly in terms of handling, it's able to perform, so hopefully it will shine through on here. Again, the all-wheel drive system giving us a good launch. Point to point this one as well, so We ain't going to be learning the course here, we're just going to be dealing with it as it comes. Oopsie daisy. Turned in a little too soon there. The phenomenal grip that these cars have catches me out a lot of the times. It's why I really rarely race actual race cars. Easy pass on the Ford GT40 there. Now does us catch up with, I think it's a Ferrari. That's in front. Oh no, it's a later version of the Ford GT40 that we've just passed. I mistook it for a Ferrari P3, I think it is. Was also racing at Le Mans like the Ford GT40 was back in the day. I suspect it's got more power and speed than me. But I have the handling because of the all-wheel drive system and being a more modern car, and there we go. Get the win. Ooh. Yeah, that was closer, I think, than the previous race. Yeah, less than a second, so yeah, we weren't all that far ahead, despite obviously dealing with a far older car behind us, and then even the even older Ford GT40 came in third, Ferrari FXX in the fourth place, and then another Ford GT40 in fifth. A lot of GT40s in these races. But yeah, there we go. 6 points ahead of second place, and 12 points ahead of third. So yeah, did pretty well there. I can't remember what car we were racing against the first time round that beat us. It was a Pagani. Obviously, it looks like the car's changed depending on what one I use, but yeah, I can't remember which person that was that we were against, but nonetheless, yeah, a solid championship there. You get the Ford Mustang for free if you've never had it before, but yeah, considering the amount of money that I have on this game, I imagine people have plenty of money just to buy that car outright rather than doing this championship. But yeah, I've been really enjoying doing these championships lately. So yeah, got me back into the racing spirit of this game rather than just doing singular videos and not racing against anybody or anything. So yeah, nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.